with the very experienced umpire Peter Cameron. A big job for those two boys today.
The start of the second semi-final. Deere goes up against Madden. Madden wins the tap as he did so often last week. Nayley off the ground. It stays in the middle. Brereton in a bit of a dust up there with Kernahan. The whistle's gone. It's a Hawthorn free kick. The advantage played, and away goes Schwab. And Schwab drives the Hawks straight to full forward. Dunstall is there, one out with Silvani. This will be one of the contests of the day. No whistle on that. John Kennedy, number 34. And this will be a ball up just outside the 50-metre line with Hawthorn in attack.
Well, that was interesting to see Dermot Brereton at that first bounce. He charged straight in the way he did that day against Melbourne and really went at Stephen Kernahan.
Interesting, no free kick to Dunstall then. The umpires might have decided to really let it go. In went Deere against Tuck. There's Blackwell. Already the players going in very, very hard. Over the back is Andrew Collins. Off he goes. A little back pocket player. He'll probably pick up the resting Rovers. He's gone long towards half forward. It's fisted away. It's a loose ball. Millen Hanna, a quick kick out of defence, out towards centre wing. Buckenara been in sensational form in recent weeks. He loses it. Taken away by Bradley off the ground, but it's a free kick in the meantime, and it will come back to Buckenara. Couldn't see much in that either, Bernie.
Might have been a bump when his head was down trying to pick up the ball.
And interesting to see that Michael Tuck is picking up the speedy Craig Bradley at the moment. Here's John Platten, Brownlow medalist, underneath the pack. Holding the ball, says the umpire, not doing anything to get the ball out. And Wayne Johnston, who has built on his reputation of one of the finest finals players in the last couple of decades. Great game last week. Kicks to centre half forward, comes to the front. Murphy for Carlton. Can't take clean possession. Blackwell takes one high from Ayres and gets the free kick.
Wayne Blackwell, a real goer. He's got a loose man out wide in Meldrum. Kernahan's there also against Langford. Over the back is Tuckle. He's missed it. Bradley cleverly trying to tabble. Fraser Murphy caught one round the head. It'll be another free kick to Carlton. That one's certainly there to Fraser Murphy. He's about 40 metres out from goal. A little forward pocket rover. As we look at replay.
The free kick there was against Chris Langford, who put a high tackle on Fraser Murphy.
Murphy, even with that slippery ball, it won't be an easy kick. Should make the distance. Well, it looks like he's going for the torpedo punt kick with this, so he's not confident of the distance. There it is. It's a wobbly one coming wide and through for the first score of the match, and that is a behind to Carlton.
Some of the contests interesting. Buckenara being picked up by Herman. Tuck has Bradley, and Johnston has Peter Schwab. Mew kicks in for the Hawks, goes towards the outer side. Hanna in front and takes a fine mark in front of Hall. So Carlton doing most of the attacking in the early stages of the game. A lead by Satori, whose opponent is Mew, and Peter Satori was excellent last week with 5 good goals. Hanna, bothered by the distance with the wet ball. In the goal square, it goes through for a behind, and Carlton have 2 points, Hawthorn yet to score.
That ball seems to be carrying. There's Alan Joyce.
Maybe.
Great year of coaching. That ball seems to be carrying a fair bit down that end, Bernie.
As I was going to say, Peter, I think Carlton are kicking with a slight breeze. It has turned around since the start of the game.
And certainly that kick really did float a fair way, as we see Chris Mew playing at full-back on Satori, and even that held up in the breeze, and a nice mark has been taken by Dorotic, who's been in excellent form. John Dorotic will kick from about 60 metres. The short one is on to Kernahan. Oh, good attempt by Kernahan. Couldn't quite take it. Here's Langford. Too slow to get rid of it, Chris Langford. Kicked off the ground. Back it comes towards Satori. Crashes in after it. Also there was, he threw it to the ground, Collins. In went little Platten. He's got it. And brings it out of defence, right out wide towards the boundary line. Still in. And finally it beats Abbott and Dunlop over. And, there's Wayne Johnston down. I think it's Wayne. And doesn't look too good, and what a loss that would be if they lost him early, Bernie.
It'll be disastrous. He's a champion finals player, Wayne Johnston. They need him out there.
Deere and Madden in the ruck. Oh, Madden brilliantly to Nayley. But his kick dropping a bit short. Schwab in front. Oh, Kernahan over the back, nearly marked. Nayley's there. Meldrum, the whistle's gone. It's going to be a Hawthorn free kick to come out of this. And it's taken by McGuinness up towards the centre of the ground. Brereton dives and marks low down. Well, Brereton was murdered last year in the grand final by David Rhys-Jones, who won the Norm Smith medal. Brereton's made a good start today. This kick out wide. The hand pass goes back to Hall. And that came from Pritchard, and the ball goes out of play. There's Wayne Johnston in the hands of the trainers.
Oof, looks a bit groggy, though.
I wouldn't be surprised if Hawthorn haven't picked him out for some special attention.
Oh, I reckon as the ball is at that half-forward line, Madden against Abbott. Over the back was Hall, cleverly hooked it wide. Ian Herman is back in the Carlton side, and he's able to hook it back, but it's a mark to Buckenara already showing out in this game. I'm sure that breeze has sprung up a bit and is favouring Carlton's end. Gary Buckenara from about 80 metres, straight up in the air. Madden with the big fist, straight down into Schwab. Schwab an open goal, kicks quickly, and it goes across the face for the first score of the game to Hawthorn. That's a behind, so the difference is 1 behind. 2 behinds to Carlton, 1 to Hawthorn. Has received Bernie Evans, interchange player for Carlton.
Stephen Silvani kicks in. He goes for a long one towards Bradley. Buckenara had got in underneath the ball. Bradley gets it at half-back flank. Bradley back up towards centre wing. Kernahan there, punches to the back. Hannah running onto it. Chance here for the Blues if he can gather cleanly. Taken to ground. Oh, that was well played by Collins. Collins to centre half forward, and a good mark to John Kennedy. And the Hawks a chance to rebound here. Crowd calling for a 50.
It's a free kick against Dermot Burton. He jumped into Aiken after the mark had been taken.
Well, there's the kick. If that's the case, it's poor play by Brereton. As Hawthorn had control of the ball, here's Dipier Domenico on centre wing. Meldrum takes it away. Here come the Blues as Meldrum towards half forward centres the ball beautifully. Satori takes front position, almost took the mark. Here's Fraser Murphy. Oh, he's hotly pressed by the Hawthorn defence. In they go after it. New tries to shovel it out, and in comes umpire Dennis Rich to bounce it. Or maybe he'll even throw it up. Let's see, depending on the condition of the ground in front of the Carlton goal. Yes, he's going to throw it up. Deer. Out of the ground it goes. Here's Langford out of defence off the side of the boot. It's all Carlton, and Blackwell should mark and does.
Wayne Blackwell inside 50 metres, but pretty close to the boundary line. We haven't had a goal as yet. And 18.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Blackwell centering kick. Kernahan outnumbered 2-1, and it's thumped away by Deer. And it's Carlton's third behind.
Well, difficult conditions. I think we might have a pretty low-scoring game. Chris Mew with the big job at full-back on Satori. Conditions certainly won't suit Satori. He's a high marker. As a lovely kick by Mew towards half-back. Dorotic was a flyer, but it was actually a free kick to Dorotic.
The umpire indicated a push. I didn't see it.
Let's have a look at this again. That's a ridiculous decision.
That's no free kick.
Well, they're getting everything at the moment, Carlton, and that was not a free kick. A shocking kick by Dorotis, but Kernahan is there. And, well, I just could not see a free kick anywhere in that.
No, I agree, Peter.
Couldn't have paid the mark.
He didn't pay the mark.
Way.
The umpire indicated that he was pushing.
Steve Kernahan so often picked up by Chris Langford. Kernahan in the ruck this time against Deer, and Langford number 24 at the back. Johnston. Now, Wayne Johnston had an unusual statistic last week that he came up with the ball and handed it to the umpire about 22 times or something. It's a thing that players love to do. Last up with the football.
Well, there's Langford again trying to get it out of defence. Michael Tuck to Platten. Platten a touch of the fumbles, but difficult conditions. There's 2 South Australians on screen. You saw Craig Bradley and John Platten, 2 great players. Still on that half-forward line for Carlton. And goals are going to be at a premium today. That was Deer to Platten. Kernahan diving on top of it. And umpire Dennis Rich will come in and probably throw the ball up again.
Well, it's a shame we've had this rain this morning leading up to the game. Kernahan takes clean possession up towards half forward. Murphy, well played. Gets clear. Gets the hand pass away. Missed Herman with it. Dipier Domenico uses his body well. And Collins out of defence for the Hawks. Great defence. Good kick too. Right on the chest of Langford at half-back flank. Langford's kick. No great distance. McGuinness is there. Thumped away by Dorotic. Schwab. Johnston, his man. Whoa, Dorotic went through with the boot up and is penalised for it. Free kick to Hawthorn. He wasn't too sure it was his, but Scott McGuinness to take it.
Yeah, dangerous play there by John Dorotich. Could have been serious injury.
Well, Carlton are looking good so far. Naily, a quick kick. And that floated to Peter Schwab was there, or ducked the head. No free kick. Langford, beautifully to McGuinness. Scott McGuinness coming wide to Buckenara. Oh, they got a loose man in Brereton. Oh, he went the wrong way. Dipier Domenico trying to get it to Brereton. Oh, hit hard by Rhys Jones. That's a charge. Well, he got him. He hasn't hurt him. He's a pretty tough boy, Dermot Brereton.
Well, there's a bit of feeling in that contest.
Oh, he's charged.
Two tough
What's
customers.
this? What's this? Bang. Oh, right in the head. And I don't know, that should have been a free kick down the field, I think 50. He'd taken the mark. Well, Brereton from 50 metres, a beautiful high kick. In front was Abbott. Tapped away by Aiken, straight over the line. But, boy, we're going to see some Wayne Johnston off the ground. What a shocking loss for Carlton. He's holding that shoulder. Bad loss, Bernie.
Oh, terrible blow. He looks in a bad way too, Jono.
Well, that is bad news for the Blues. Madden wins this tap. Chance here for the Hawks. Socket away. Goes to Kennedy. A snap for goal, but he misses. Hawthorn second behind, and they trail by a point. So we're still goalless. And Johnston's going straight up to the rooms for medical treatment. Dr. John Fraser there with him. And that's really bad news for the Blues.
Steve Silvani playing today on Jason Dunstall. What a clash that's going to be. There's Abbott over the back, and Tony Hall. He's gone for the short chip. It's a beautiful pass. And there's Buckenara, and is he looking dangerous, Bernie?
Yes, he's had a great year this year, Gary Buckenara.
Channel 7's Footballer of the Year.
Well, he's from the 50-metre line. He's going for the torpedo punt. It's a wobbly one right up the goal square. Abbott is there. Couldn't take the mark. Brereton there also. And the ball off the hands. And was it a free kick to Carlton?
Against Dermot again, I think. There, Peter.
Well, that's Ian Herman taking it towards the half-back line. Oh, good mark to Kennedy. Well, maybe it wasn't paid. Now, what's happened there? Did he pay that mark?
Yes, I'm sure it was a mark. There was no doubt about that. But he just wanted to get the ball on quickly and paid the penalty for doing so.
Just he went so quickly, I thought he must have paid it.
Oh, Madden, a vital influence for Carlton. Dunlop, as Bernie Quinlan predicted, started in the 18. Here's Millum Hanna, hotly pressed by Hall. Oh, Hanna played it well to keep the ball in. Into Dunlop. He missed with a soccer attempt, and the ball goes out of play. Half-forward flank for the Hawks. Carlton lead 3 points to 2, and we're midway through the first quarter.
Conditions very, very slippery. Abbott gets Madden. Tuck beautifully to Kennedy. Terrific ruck work that by Tuck. Kennedy onto the left foot. Dunstall. Oh, was that a free? Play on, said the umpire. Dunstall getting a shocking run up there at full forward. As we see, run off the ball was Blackwell, and it'll be thrown in. I'm sure that should have been 2 free kicks to Dunstall so far. I don't know whether I'm
Wasn't that great play by Robert Dipier Domenico to run down Blackwell there?
Certainly was. There's Madden. Oh, what a great acquisition to Naily. Naily off the side of the boot. There's Buckenara. Oh, he waited for his teammate, went straight into him. Kicked away by Collins towards half forward. This is Pritchard. Oh, he copped one in the head. And he's got the free kick this time. Darren Pritchard right in the head.
Gary Buckenara took a bit of a knock then. And he's not too good at the moment. Now here's Pritchard, the Tasmanian. 53 metres from goal. Not a bad kick to the edge of the goal square. Dumped out by Dunlop. Hooked towards goal by Dunstall, but well smothered by Silvani, and that's been one of his fortes all year. A fullback who gives you nothing.
He's a great player, Stephen Silvani. Really looking forward to that clash between he and Dunstall. Madden, Brereton, danger player, kicks straight into the Carlton man coming towards him, and it's a loose ball out wide, and it beats Darren Pritchard over the line. There's Brereton, a couple of free kicks against him early, Bernie, and I don't think Alan Joyce would be too happy.
Well, he's having a go, Dermot. There's no doubt about that. He's tried to stir things up. He's a good finals type player, and that's what's needed out there.
Free kicks are 5-all at the moment. Off the ground by Naily, out into open spaces. Meldrum leads the race, gets there before Ayres. Bit of clever play to keep it away from him. Now a sprint on. Ayres not renowned for his pace. He's helped out here by Dipier Domenico. It's 2 against 2. Ayres gets Meldrum. In the back, says the umpire. And the free kick goes to the Carlton man, Paul Molly Meldrum.
Meldrum from centre wing. And the loose man is on. No, Dorotich now coming from in front. Platten in after it. He's caught. Nice hand pass. Finds Schwab. Schwab a quick kick. Has found a teammate. And a good mark there too to Gary Ayres. And ever reliable. He's got a big job on Meldrum. Meldrum a pretty pacey player. Towards centre wing, the big flyer was Madden. Aiken overruns it. There's Blackwell to Nailey. Nailey might be caught here by Kennedy. Oh, good play by Nailey. A quick kick. Ayres in front. Oh, the one hand up. Fraser Murphy in front. Oh, players came from everywhere. That could have been a free kick to Murphy. As we see Buckenara back to Deer. Carlton putting a lot of pressure on the Hawks. The quick kick by Deer. Straight back to Buckenara. Almost.
Umpire said it didn't go 10 metres.
Yeah, that's right. Not the required distance.
Well, no mark to Buckenara to throw it.
Well, are we going to start the semi-final with a goalless first quarter? Looking a bit like it at the moment. Platten off the ground, gains about 8 metres, and the ball out of play. We've got just 10 minutes left, and we haven't had a goal. Last year, Carlton won the second semi-final, went on to win the grand final. The previous year, Carlton won the second semi, but Hawthorn upset them in the grand final. And here's a Carlton free kick. Free's now 7-6, and this is coming back to Bernie Evans, who started on the bench last week, spent a long time on the bench before he got a run, and then kicked a goal within about 30 seconds of getting a run. Johnston off the ground for Carlton. Evans short to Madden. Madden goes a mighty kick, 60 metres in the wet. Satori at the back. Langford's back there in the goal square. Kernahan putting the pressure on. Langford gets the kick away. Dipia Domenico. Thump by Blackwell goes out of bounds. Was hooked back, attempted hook back by Nailey, but the ball is out. Johnston off the ground. Malcolm Blight.
But Johnson drew bruised ribs from a heavy knock from Dipia Domenico, but the staff seem to think he should be available before quarter time. He looks pretty sick on the bench in the doctor's room.
Ian Robertson, of course, reporting from the boundary line. Here's a Carlton free kick, and it's coming back to John Dorotich to take it from 50 metres.
Dorotich looking pretty dangerous up there. He's moving around and pretty aggressive. He will kick from about 50 metres, John Dorotich. And he's hooked it and put it through from behind. So goals hard to come by, Bernie.
Well, the conditions are really made for backmen, aren't they, today? The forwards are going to struggle to take any high marks at all. And, of course, the backman, it's set up for them to punch it away.
Chris Mew looking for Dip. Oh, that could have been a free against Dipia Domenico. He should have gone for the ball. He tried to wrestle. Blackwell well on top of him at the moment towards half-forward. That's a terrific mark by Kernahan. Very good pass and a lovely mark.
He's opened very well, Stephen Kernahan. He's got hot opposition too from Chris Langford, one of the best backmen in the game. Here it is again, used his body well, got in front. Very strong chest mark.
Well, a chance for the first goal of the game to Stephen Kernahan from 35 metres. It's a shocker. Straight off the side of the boot and out of bounds on the full. But conditions not easy to get your footing out there, Drew.
Shocking. Actually, at the moment, Hawthorn lead Carlton 11-6 in marking. Mew takes the free kick in for the Hawks. Kernahan there again, this time not attempting to mark. Dipia Domenico straight onto the chest of Bradley. Back into attack for Carlton. Satori's there, Mew with him. Collins, number 40. Murphy, number 30, gets to the front. And between them, they see the ball out. A bit of pace on show there.
Well, both of those players, plenty of pace. There's the scoreboard in the background. 4 points Carlton. Hawthorn on 2, but I'd say slight advantage to the end that Carlton is kicking to. Satori getting it down there. Schwab, the conditions will suit him. Ayres to Platten. And we have 7.5 minutes of play left in this quarter as Platten brings it towards centre wing. Punched away by Aiken. But waiting for it is Whitman. Whitman onto the left foot. Brereton against David Rhys-Jones. Rhys-Jones there first. Slips over. Hand pass. Comes back. Oh, it's tapped on and they go hard after it. Alvin loses it. Tries to hook it out. Blackwell doing well under these conditions. Gary Ayres in front of Meldrum. Ridden into the ground. Umpire calls play on. And, well, when they go after it again, then it's a free kick Carlton's way. Well, if that wasn't a free kick to Gary Ayres, I'll eat my hat.
Well, I thought he played it well, actually, Meldrum there. in that first instance. I thought he kept out of his back pretty well there, Peter. He went to the side.
Free kick by Rhys Jones, inside half forward, socket away by Schwab. Murphy again with his pace gets there first, but can see it only over the line, which is something that maybe Carlton won't bother too much about. If the ball's out of bounds a lot and they have the height of Madden in ruck, they might have first use of it. Madden not contesting this one though. Dorotic there and Satori, so there's some height just the same. Meldrum pumps it up the ground. Collins fumbles, and once again Murphy sees it out.
I think we'll see plenty of fumbling today under these conditions, as Blackwell seems to be hurt, and he's well on top of Di Domenico on that wing. Over the back is Tuck. It's kicked off the ground. A free kick to Tuck. And ironical cheers from the Hawthorn supporters as we see Tuck in the back pocket. 35 years of age, Michael Tuck. Di Domenico. Now, that kick by Tuck is out of bounds on the full. So it'll be a penalty kick, and he is limping a bit, Wayne Blackwell.
I think he's got one on the hip, Wayne Blackwell, by the look of things.
So Tuck's first kick for the semi-final, not covered in glory. Off hands, here it goes to Evans. Up towards full forward. Collins has been a good player. He's back there first. Sees the ball safely over the boundary line. We'll have a throw in. And Peter Schwab, also an injury. Looks as though he might have got one on the calf. So they're going down like flies.
I can't understand how they wouldn't all wear shin guards on a day like this when there's so much kicking off the ground.
Platten roves and kicks 40 metres out of defence. Dunlop does well to spoil. Deer off the ground, but it goes across the half-back line. Blackwell first there. 25-metre kick, and it bounces end on end and goes out of bounds in the forward pocket. Well, we've only got 5 minutes left, and we're still goalless.
Well, it's not exciting football at the moment, but conditions very difficult, as we've said right throughout the quarter. They're pretty highly skilled players out there. No doubt it'll liven up before the game's over. Good play by Blackwell to Meldrum. A quick kick by Meldrum. Dorotic in front. Over the back was McGuinness putting the pressure on Dorotic, and eventually the ball is forced over the line with 4.5 minutes of play left in this first quarter.
Satori and Mew, and Dorotic came over the top. Langford rushes it behind. So Carlton are now 5 points to 2. And 2 of those behinds to Carlton have been rushed. Chris Mew picked at centre half back, ostensibly to pick up Kernahan, but as usual Langford's got that job. Platten roves.
Beautiful roving by Platten. He's hooked it back towards Kennedy. Now let's see if the ball will bounce for him. He's got the help of Brereton. Cleverly to Kennedy. That was good play. Back goes Kennedy. Good attempt to tackle him was by Aiken. Kennedy, bad hand pass to Di Domenico. He's got it though. A quick kick went about 5 metres to Deer, to Kennedy. Now they look dangerous. Bacanara. Dunstall in front. Silvani. Over the back, a chance for the Hawks. Silvani goes in to help Hannah. Hannah to the line and puts it over. And I think that Dunstall's going to need a lot of backup support, Bernie, down there.
Yeah, it's very difficult for the forwards on a day like this. He's such a strong mark on the lead with his hands, but today the ball is so slippery that the Rovers will have to be at the drop of the ball all day long.
Madden and Abbott. Brereton over the top of the ball. Thumps it forward. Rhys Jones, who always seems to have so much time. Tapped out by Tuck. Tuck after it again, the veteran. Leaves it for Deer. Good play. Deer breaks from just forward of the wing. Long kick to full forward. Dunstall's there. Silvani with a fist to it. Great play. Down to Blackwell. Off to Aitken. And Aitken up to centre wing where Meldrum beats Ayres. Meldrum puts it out in front of Silvani. The full-back will up the ground. Blackwell. Alvin about to get his first kick. Up towards half forward. Dorotic out wide. Oh, well done, McGuinness. What a great bit of play that was. Did he give him a start?
That was courage too, wasn't it, by McGuinness? He knew Dorotic was going to kick it off the ground and dived across the front of his boot there.
Top contest, that one. McGuinness and Dorotic. Dorotic really putting in. There's Tuck cleverly to Platten. Hand pass to Di Domenico. A quick kick towards the centre of the ground. And it's a mark to Hawthorn, a good strong mark by Tony Hall, the South Australian. There's his former South Australian State of Origin teammate, and Platten bringing it right down to Dunstall in front of Silvani. Oh, he went for the man, I think, instead of the ball there, Dunstall. There's a Hawthorn player down. Peter Cameron's called play on. Dunlop to centre wing. Straight up in the air. Langford against Kernahan. A terrific contest that too. Oh, overrunning it was Buckenara. Grabbed by Hannah. 2-on-1 down here for Carlton. A big chance for them. In they go after it. The Hawk defence. Collins, that was terrific play towards Mew. Now it's Langford in after it again. A quick kick comes back towards Collins and McGuinness. McGuinness taps it off the ground. Straight to Herman though. Herman centres the ball. Or tries to, and eventually it's forced. Well, in fact, it went over the line. There's Ian Herman back in the side after injury with 1 minute and 37 seconds left. Wes Lofts and Robert Walls.
Second semis have often produced classics of high scoring. This is going to be a lot different. Might be a classic, but it won't be high scoring. Naily, snap, first goal of the match.
Well, that was great ruck work there by Satori. And Naily in the right place. Great understanding there between those two players. Satori taking the ruck work on the forward line, allowing Madden to do the work further up the ground. Have a look at this again. Here's Satori. And he was looking for Naily. There was no luck in that one. Naily in the right spot. Satori with the perfect hit out. And the resulting goal, the first one to Carlton, the first one for the match.
Yes, beautiful ruck and roving play there. Deer. Kicked off the ground. Carlton have looked pretty impressive. Blackwell off the ground. Bernie Evans. Peter Schwab's after him, and Carlton look pretty sharp. And in fact, Hawthorn look a little bit sluggish.
Boundary throw in, less than a minute left. And Carlton with a 9-point lead. Might be worth about 4 goals in these conditions. Comes back to Langford after Evans missed with his kick. On the chest of Justin Madden. Oh, another mighty kick by Madden. Buckenara's back there. Kernahan almost a big mark. Comes back to Kernahan. A hurried snap. Dorotich one out almost. Off the ground. Oh, Murphy missed it. It's a free kick to Carlton right in the goal square.
Being played to Dorotich. John Dorotich in that marking contest. There must have been some interference. There it is again. I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it, Drew. I think he may be very lucky to get that one.
So this is a gimme goal for John Dorotich right in front. Carlton's second for the match.
Yes, having a look at that one closely on the replay, it looked like a good, hard, even contest there. And the free kick, of course, was given against McGuinness, who's played on Dorotich. But he did everything he could. I thought he did it within the law, but the umpire didn't see it that way. Let's have a look at it again. May have felt that McGuinness's left hand may have been a little bit too high over Dorothich's shoulder, but that was the only thing. But in the heat of the moment, I think it should have been play on.
Well, this is a final, and you don't expect to get free kicks against you like that, I wouldn't think. Centre of the ground is kicked away towards half forward. Off the ground is by Aiken. And there's the siren to win the first quarter. A good quarter that by Carlton. And they're on 2-5-17, leading Hawthorn on 2 behinds. Well, it didn't take long for the runner to get in the action, Drew. Telling Fraser Murphy to get down the half-forward line.
Umpire Peter Cameron starting the second quarter. A 15-point lead to Carlton in a low-scoring first term. Platten bowled over by Bradley, and John Platten gets the free kick. Well, the crowd cheering the free kick as though Hawthorn haven't had one, but the free kicks are 9 each at the moment. Platten to half-forward. Dippia Domenico. Oh, he dropped the mark. Blackwell gave him a hiding in the first quarter.
Might have been touched off the boot, I think, Drew.
So it was a play on call as the ball was coming to Dippia Domenico.
Well, a ton of space for Dunstall up there at the moment. Well, look at that. Madden getting it down to Naily. Off the ground was by Aiken. Tuck. Straight to Hannah. Hannah out of defence. Oh, look at the ball hold up in the breeze there. Kicked away by Herman. So there is a breeze out there. Favouring the end. The Hawthorn will kick to. Deer. Could have been in the back of Bradley there. Not quite, said the umpire. A quick kick is out on the full, so it'll be a Hawthorn penalty, and they're giving Dunstall a ton of room up the forward line. Now it's a kick going to Andrew Collins, who's done a fine job there in that back pocket. picking up the quick little rovers. Now he brings it to half forward. A good mark to Abbott. That's what they need. Abbott, off he goes. Oh, he's got the loose man. An open goal. Buckenara and Dunstall. He's ignored Dunstall. He fires the goal and he's put it through.
Very good play there by Abbott. In the first instance, taking that strong mark with the wet, greasy ball, and then moving it on quickly to Buckenara. Centred the ball, and Buckenara, have a look at it again. There's a quick play from Abbott. Buckenara by himself with a long kick, aided by the breeze, kicked it from about 55 metres and rolled through.
Well, it took Carlton about 23 minutes to get their first goal, and it's taken Hawthorn about 1.5 with the breeze. It'll be thrown up again in the centre. They'll be able to throw a blanket or maybe a ground sheet over about 24 players all day today. Oh, great roving by Nayley, but then it was jolted out of his arms. Deere tapped out by Kennedy. Blackwell first to it. Platten. Here's a chance for Dunstall, one out with Silvani. Comes to the back. John Kennedy running onto it. He's got support infield. Kennedy goes for the goal, but hits the post. The hand pass was the go then.
Yes, Hall there by himself. Even the quick kick off the ground might have been the go there.
Might have seen him maybe, Bernie, but certainly to us it looked like a certain handball job there. There's Mick Kennedy. Bring it in from full back. Or Deere into the back of Madden. In went Platten hard as he normally does. And the throw-in will take place. Actually, this throwing the ball up is going to suit Justin Madden, Bernie.
Yes, although I think Deere's been competing very well.
Well, it's at the 50-metre line. Oh, there's a pack of players in there. There must be about 18 players in this pack. Dennis Rich speaking to the ruckman. Now, Deere gets front position, but Abbott comes over the top.
There was 6 of one and half a dozen of the other
That's
again.
what I mean. I'd love to see that one again, because he got in front then, Deere, and the free kick was given against him to Madden.
Madden's kick to centre wing. Kernahan missed. Collins to Platten. Good distance with Platten's kick, but it'll go out near the 50.
Gee, he's making his presence felt, Johnny Platten, Drew.
So he's ringing out his jumper there. That's how wet it is out there, Peter.
Well, if he spends as much time for the rest of the game on the ground as he has at the start, he'll finish up weighing about 19 stone. Platten hands to this, or rather Madden, and they're winning the hit-outs 14-5, Carlton, mainly through Justin Madden.
Well, it's a big advantage if you can get first use of that ball. And they've got good rovers. They're missing Johnston, of course, who's off the ground injured. Madden again getting it down. This is David Rhys-Jones from half-back. It's slightly off the side of the boot, a little close to the line, and Kernahan has competed beautifully at half-forward against Langford. A terrific contest going on there. There they are, two great players. Kernahan's gone in very, very hard. It's at half-forward for Hawthorn. Deere is he's battling hard against Madden. Madden again got it, but Platten was there, kicked off the ground. Di Domenico straight into the hands of Ian Aitken.
Aitken support from Kennedy up from defence. Dunlop it was. Roving here is Murphy. Up to centre half forward. Dorotich camped underneath it. Thump away by Ayres, straight to Meldrum. Intercepted by Collins, and the hand pass away to McGuinness. Took plenty of time. Across the ground to Hall, who's great overhead. Applies the tackle. Good tackle by Hall, and he wins the free kick against Herman.
And it should be 50. He's throwing the ball down.
Missing a lot.
It was a great tackle by Tony Hall.
Well, it's a mark to Pritchard. Hawthorn looking much better in this quarter. They look far sharper. Carlton really dominated that first quarter. Pritchard now. Dunstall will wait over the back. It might have been a push out even as players charge in after it. Brereton was stripped, and maybe a clash of legs there. Dermot Brereton, and a wistful look on his face as he gets up, but they really do need him firing, Bernie.
Not the day for the forwards though, is it, Peter?
Very difficult conditions. Abbott doing the ruck job. Madden again gets that tap. Rhys-Jones, a quick hand pass. It was meant for Silvani, but it was wide and over the line, about 30 metres around from the Hawthorn goals.
Well, since I mentioned the stats on hit-outs, Madden's won everything. He's taken it out to 17-5 now. And here he goes again, make it 18-5. Straight to Naily, but he was quickly claimed by Dunstall, the full forward, putting on the tackle. Here's a free kick to Hawthorn in front of goal. A high tackle was deep in that pack somewhere. You'd hardly see the players for the massive legs. And Darren Pritchard will have the kick for goal for Hawthorn to get them pretty well on target.
Yes, against Tommy Alvin there. Again, wasn't much in that one, was there?
Oh. Madden is the man on the mark, the tallest man on the ground, so he'll have to elevate this kick. Kicking from 35 metres. I think he's missed it.
Well, a bad miss from there, Drew, and he should be used to wet conditions. He came across from Tasmania. Be used to the mud over there. The difference at the moment is only there's nothing in this game. 7 points, and certainly the slight breeze favouring the end that Hawthorn is kicking to. There's Steve Silvani. I think Jason Dunstall's in for a pretty tough afternoon, what with the conditions and this man playing on him. Recruited from Marcelin College, a great football school in Melbourne. Oh, Madden magnificently over the top to Bradley. That was beautiful play. Bradley looking for Kernahan. Swamp trying to dive in on top of it. A clever hand pass. Comes back to Collins. That was from Langford to the centre of the ground. This is Tony Hall. He's all there mucking around. Swamp back. That was bad play by Hawthorn. Fraser Murphy's there. He loses it to Tuck. Michael Tuck onto the left foot, hooks it back towards half forward. Brereton in front, punched away by Rhys Jones. The loose man is Scott McGuinness. He's got it. Tries to go for a quick hand pass. Kennedy in after it. Loses the ball, then was grabbed, and he telegraphed that one.
Yes, Aitken giving away the free kick. The first tackle was good. And there's a handball from a free kick, so the umpire should have thrown that ball up.
It comes to the back to Dunstall. Roving it is Pritchard. Sockers towards goal, out of bounds, on the full. And it'll be Carlton's free kick to be taken by Michael Kennedy. He takes it quickly and doesn't go across the mark, says the umpire. He's going to have to do it again. Umpire Dennis Ridge in charge with Peter Cameron. So now, after about 30 seconds has been used up, Michael Kennedy will have to do it all over again, and all players covered. Goes towards the outer side, over the mark. Madden again. But it goes out of bounds. Well, he was superb last week, Justin Madden, giving players like Naily and Johnston so many chances. 2 marks, 3 kicks and 18 hit-outs today.
Yes, playing a great game. Oh, there's Abbott, went early. But the tap out went straight to Bradley. Here's Greg Deere playing a kick behind the play. Hooks it to the pocket. And it beats Chris Whitman over the line. And his opponent is Tommy Alvin. Probably the Carlton supporters far outnumbering Hawthorn today. 2-5 to 1-4. As we said a moment ago, absolutely nothing in this game. Plenty of time left in this quarter for Hawthorn with the breeze. Here's a chance for Platten, who's playing a great game. Platten from 40 metres. A high floating kick just offline and through for a behind. So now the difference, 1 straight goal. But Bernie, Hawthorn looking a far better side in this quarter.
Yes, I think the breeze is helping a little bit. They've been able to kick the ball a lot further down to the end at Hawthorn and kicking to.
That was about the first time in this quarter that Madden had been beaten in the ruck, and it finished up being a score to Hawthorn. Tuck to Di Domenico. Back to Tuck. Oh, well played by the veteran. 3rd highest in games played. To Di Domenico. High to full forward. Plenty of blues back there, and Kennedy, the man who got a fist to it, to knock it out of bounds.
Well, there's some desperation there. There's the Carlton champion. I don't doubt whether he'll be back on by the look of him. He looked very, very sore. Although our men on the boundary, Ian Robertson and Malcolm Blight, said there is a chance that he could come back on. They could certainly do with him. It's right in front of the Hawthorn goal. Well, 30 metres out, in fact. And let's see this throw up again. And what's Madden? They've got terrific cooperation with... Oh, again, Abbott took the front position. Madden just led over him. Now, funny old hand pass, but it came off. Di Domenico's picked up his game in this quarter. There's Kennedy. Cleverly to Herman, to Blackwell. Towards the centre wing is Meldrum, and he's bumped off the ball, and over the line it goes again.
Justin Madden, 206 centimetres. What's that? Something in the region of about 6 feet 9 or 10. A giant in a giant's game. Hands to it again. Naily missed with the roving. Oh, clever play. That was brilliant football by Collins to Di Domenico. He barges through inside 50. Kick drops short. Now can Brereton keep it in? That'll be a throw in about 10 metres around from the behind post.
Well, he's a greatly improved player, Andrew Collins. He's actually a teacher at Marsland College, where Steve Silvani was a pupil. So there's Dunlop, in fact, doing the ruck work there. Chris Whitman takes it over the line. But Hawthorn they've just controlled this game this quarter, but they're not putting the score on the board. There's a young Bomber supporter. Be happy that their seconds won today against the Hawks. Madden again to Nailey. He was caught. Rhys Jones straight to John Kennedy. Kennedy on the left foot. Oh, he's put it through. Great goal.
Oh, that was a magnificent kick from John Kennedy. Hard up against the boundary line there. And it certainly was beautiful from John Kennedy on the left foot. David Rhys Jones, the tackle was applied to him. He was a little bit casual running out of the back line. Here's the replay again. Nailey, Rhys Jones takes possession. And Kennedy chips in there, and look at that kick for goal. With a very wet and heavy ball from a tight angle. Great goal, John Kennedy.
An amazing goal by John Kennedy, who's played only about half a dozen games this year. He had irregular heartbeat earlier on and missed 2/3 of the season. Tuck over the ball, number 17. Whistle's gone. Carlton free kick. It's coming back to Stephen Kernahan. Scores level now, 2-5 apiece, so Hawthorn have dominated this second quarter. Carlton scoreless, but they mightn't be after this. A mark to Sartori. Well, Sartori on the forward line last week with his height. He took 5 marks and kicked 5 goals.
Yes, that was a beautiful pass, wasn't it, from Kernahan? Kept it long and low, and Sartori taking the easy chest mark.
And he kicked 5 straight last week, Drew.
Here he goes to put Carlton back in front. Hasn't made the distance. And accidentally socked away there by Collins. But he'd be happy with that. And he'd be happy with his game too. Aitken off the ground, Darui on the ground for Carlton.
Well, conditions not suiting Aiken. Score's dead level, but we're up on the Carlton forward line with 13.5 minutes of play left. Oh, there's the knock on. There's Chris Mew against Sartori. Mew cleverly, quick kick. Platten will probably beat Sartori to the ball, but Sartori, good play to get back after it. Whitman was in there, and the umpire will bounce it, or throw it up, I should say, close to the boundary line. Chris Mew playing at full back. 2 umpires today, Peter Cameron and Dennis Rich. Oh, Sartori down to the ground. Meldrum, their tackling Hawthorn in this quarter has been excellent. And again, Paul Meldrum forced into error, and a throw-up will take place again.
Still just under 13 minutes left, and we believe Hawthorn have the breeze in this quarter, so they have a chance to improve on this position. They've drawn level, and they looked out of it in the first quarter, but they've come right back. This to be thrown up just inside the 50. Deere clean possession. That's probably Hawthorn's best chance when Madden isn't in the area, but then Deere kicked it out on the full to give away a free kick. Quickly taken by Bradley. The umpire's not going to let him get away with it, which was a shame for Carlton because Dorotich had it right in front of goals, but Bradley to go back to kick over the man on the mark, and he's about 60 metres out.
Craig Bradley, Hawthorn have been tackling him very, very hard today. There's the kick off the side of the boot, and Langford forcing it to the line. He's concentrating very hard, Langford, on Kernahan, and of course you've got to do that on a champion player. Scott McGuinness too concentrating on Dorotich here for this ruck duel. Sartori cleverly over the top. Nailey is there, tries to tap it on. Dipier Domenico's been a much better player in this quarter as he brings it towards the half-back line and in fact over the line. And there's a wrestle going on behind the play. Rhys Jones and Brereton are having their private war. There they are, and Rhys coming in again. And they certainly don't like each other, those two.
Well, it was amazing in the grand final last year that Brereton just put up with the hiding and didn't do anything about it. And it really never developed, and Rhys Jones was a clear winner of the medal for best on ground. Here goes Deere out of defence for the Hawks. Up towards centre wing, Kennedy. Oh, well played, John Kennedy. Welcome back. Played his 200th last week. Kennedy playing brilliantly. Up towards centre half forward. Dunstall. For the first time, he got the break on Silvani to dive and mark. And the ex-Queenslander, who's kicked 124 goals for the season, 42 more than anybody else, a chance to get his first score today.
Yes, that was the first real chance that Dunstall had to take that easy chest mark.
Kicking from about 47 metres. Beautiful. Hawks in front.
And it's a great goal there to Hawthorn. John Kennedy, Dunstall giving him a little pat on the back there, and he deserved it too because he took a great mark. He did the right thing, played on quickly, got the ball moving. Here's the kick from John Kennedy. A lovely long kick into the forward line. A wide open forward line there where Dunstall could lead into it, and he does that so very well. And look at that kick for goal.
Six points in favour of the Hawks, and a vital 10 minutes of football coming up. Kicked off the ground towards the half-forward line. Kicked away by Langford. Tom Elvin against Buckenara. Right out in the Hawks half-forward line. Oh, desperate play by both players. But eventually Michael Kennedy kicks it and over the line. It's at half-forward flank for Hawthorn. And as we see the Hawthorn bench, Russell Green, I'm sure they'll use him in the second half. A fresh player. He normally plays well against Carlton. If Hawthorn in this 10 minutes get a bit of a break, they'll be very difficult to beat. It's important that Carlton can hang in there against the slight breeze. Deer. Now it's Hannah, a quick kick out of the pack. Meldrum. Over the back is Collins, who's been one of Hawthorn's best players. Oh, good play by Meldrum to tap it on. Langford's there, though. Oh, strong. Kicked away by Langford. Back it comes towards the centre wing areas. Players charge in after it. Now it's Bradley, a little chip kick away to Meldrum. Meldrum off the ground was good play. Dorotich playing for the free kick. Didn't get it. Grabbed by Fraser Murphy. He needs the ball really running loose for him. It's grabbed by Herman. A quick kick towards the half-forward line. Paul Meldrum. Oh, he's dropped it. A big chance there. A hurry kick by Scott McGuinness out wide. And on the rebound, Hawthorn have got loose men everywhere. This is John Clatton. He's going for the little chip pass. And they really can open it up here, Hawthorn. He's found Gary Ayres.
Just over 9 minutes remaining to half-time. Ayres told to play on and gives the kick away. Chance for Evans, but he fumbled. Whitman, good spin out of trouble. Back to Ayres. Ayres to half-forward. Madden's back there. Didn't really attempt the mark and went behind him too. De Rui on the ground for the Blues. Up towards the wing, Nailey. Oh, well controlled by Mark Nailey. Tassie medalist from the Carnival in Adelaide. Up towards half-forward. Langford from behind punches. It comes to Ayres. Hurriedly off the left boot out wide. That's good play by Ayres. And the mark to John Kennedy, who is going like a rocket. 4 marks, 4 kicks, 4 hand passes. Up to half forward. Brereton. Good mark.
They're two characters, Bernie.
Yes, it's a good contest, that. I thought David Rees-Jones showed a lot of composure there and not really following through with that tackle.
Well, Hawthorn have kicked 3-3 to nothing in this quarter. They lead by 6 points. And Brereton with a breeze behind, not without a chance, even though he's kicking with a wet ball from about 50 metres. He hasn't made it. Morrissey, play on, it was touched off the boot. Abbott kicks backwards. Alvin's there. Rees-Jones tries to dash away with it.
Oh.
Isn't it tough in there?
Oh,
great play. The hand pass out to Buckenara off the left. But he hooked it too far.
That was great play. And was it tough in the clinches there, Bernie?
Oh, it has been tough, hasn't it? There's been some great tackling from both sides today with the conditions it has to be. It's been a tight, close checking game.
It's a mark to Elvin. And in fact, I think the Hawthorn supporters thought he'd played on. But this is Tom Elvin. Oh, an ordinary looking kick. This could be dangerous. But it'll favour Carlton as Meldrum goes in after. Good play to Bernie Evans. It was a bad hand pass though. Kicked away by Evans to the centre of the ground. Nailey was there. Just took his eye off the ball at the appropriate moment then. Meldrum was in after it. In fact, oh, here they come again, Hawthorn. This is Gary Ayres. The short one is on to Dunstall. Silvani, good use of the body. Tries to pick it up and then heads for the line and in fact over the line. So a poor pass in. Dunstall had made a beautiful lead. You see the painted faces of the Hawks and the Carlton supporters there behind the goals. 6 3/4 minutes left to play in this second quarter.
Madden wrestles off Abbott. Wins the tap, goes defensively, back to Dunlop. Dunlop back to half-back flank. Naily dropped the mark. There was a bit of shepherding before the ball arrives at the umpire, and free kick to Hawthorn, and it goes to Domenico. Hawks doing all the attacking this quarter. Centering kick, but ill-directed. Oh, dropped by Rhys Jones. Brereton, and he's kicked it.
Oh, that was a costly miss there by David Rhys Jones. Of course, the ball is very slippery. Going straight through his hands. Brereton at the back there, waiting for the ball, and it spilled through. He was in the right spot at the right time. Here's a kick from Domenico. Rhys Jones in the right position, doing the right thing. Maybe if he wasn't sure, he should have been able to thump that one away.
Well, as we said earlier, it's a vital few minutes of play coming up. If Hawthorn get a 4 or 5 goal break, it'll be difficult for Carlton. There's Whitman to Collins. Collins has been tremendous. He's caught this time, though. Schwab, and he's lumbered too. That could be holding the ball. Yes, it is. It'll be a free kick to Naily. Now he wants to play on Naily. Now the umpire's called play on. Naily onto the left foot to Dorotic. Thumped away from him. Jamie Dunlop's there. He's got it. Onto the right foot. A quick kick towards the full forward line. This is Chris Langford charging after it, and he'll head for the line. And he's quite happy, I think, to see that over. Bernie?
Yeah, I think that's the play of the safety play, which you must do on a day like this.
Yes, well, Silvani's done it so often. Silvani's had just one hand pass for the day. Who can get this out? Chance for the Blues. Meldrum, edge of the square. Schwab's there. Back to Platten. Dodging and weaving. Collins, outstanding. To half-back flank. Dunlop thumps forward to Alvin. Centering kick. Dorotic there. Murphy with the pace. Caught by Platten. Play on, says the umpire. In goes Murphy again. Well done, son. Oh, and out comes Collins again.
Oh, he's playing a great game, Collins. David Rhys Jones is marked on the half-back line. He's got 2 options. He goes to the first, and that's Blackwell. Blackwell gets around Brereton. The short one is on, and a nice mark has been taken by Dunlop on centre wing. This is where they've been falling down, though. From here on in, the chance for a mark. It's was it touched? No, it's a mark to Fraser Murphy. The lead's on. He's gone short. Dorotic. It's a bad pass. McGuinness looking a bit slow going after him. Hannah's there. So is Tony Hall. He shovels it away. Dorotic is there also. Bernie Evans punched away by Langford. Ayres. Oh, beautiful defensive play. Ayres to Platten. Platten is killing them. And this is Andrew Collins again. He's playing the game of his life. Scotty McGuinness. No, it's not. It's Hall off the ground. Towards centre wing. Rhys Jones in front of Brereton. A quick kick towards half forward. Tuck. He couldn't take the mark. Neither can Naily do anything with it. He's off the ground is by Naily. So he goes in after it, but the umpire said, play on now to Naily. 40 metres out, Mark Naily. He fires a goal, and he's put it through.
Brilliant play there by Mark Naily. He received a free kick for being legged and didn't mess around. Took the opportunity to play on, which is the thing to do. You have to get as much yardage as you can on a day like this. Here it is again. The free kick there, being held around the leg. Played a little bit for the free kick. Naily, away he goes. Great play there from Naily to dash into the forward line. He would have got nowhere near it if he had gone back to take that free kick.
Well, Naily, the only player on the ground to have kicked any more than 1 goal. Hawthorn out of the middle. And once again, Carlton left it until about the last couple of minutes in the quarter to get a goal, just like they did in the first term. Hawthorn a chance here, but Rhys Jones tidies up for the Blues. A clever kick along the ground to Blackwell. Alvin giving him a lead. But a poor kick by Alvin. It comes up all right here for Meldrum. Well, he might have given it away. Buckenara in there to contest with Murphy. Alvin kept on following up. Langford over the top. Umpires put the whistle away for a moment. Bradley. Oh, Schwab, courage. He was the meat in the sandwich there, and it was Dorotic heading towards him like the Indian Pacific.
Well, he could have really been cleaned up then, Peter Schwab. They're the ones that you really dread in football. I think everyone's felt that situation. Schwab towards half forward. Kennedy in front was good use of the body. Nice hand pass over by Blackmore, finds Nayley, a quick kick towards half forward. Ayres takes front position. Well done, Herman, to punch it away. Langford onto the left foot. Here's danger as we see Morrissey charging in after it. He's got it. A lovely hand pass to Greg Deere. Where's Dunstall? The leader's on. He dives. Oh, tremendous play, Dunstall. Brilliant play. Hand pass. Dermot Brereton. Quick kick at the goals. What great play that by Dunstall.
Yes, that's for sure, Peter. Magnificent trap there from Jason Dunstall. And the two Hawthorn champion forwards, Dunstall and Brereton, they're combining for an excellent goal coming up to the half-time break. A very handy goal there, but the great skills of Jason Dunstall coming into the fore again. Couldn't quite take the mark, but look at the control of Jason Dunstall to grab that on the ground and get the hand pass away to Dermot Brereton, who kicked a very good goal.
Well, this is almost a pasting. Hawthorn have kicked 5-4 to 1 goal in this quarter, and in dry conditions that might be worth about 10 goals. Alvin puts it out wide. We thought Carlton had done pretty well to get the only 2 goals of the first quarter, but Hawthorn 5-4 in this term. Russell Green, one of Hawthorn's 2 300 gamers, along with skipper Michael Tuck, about to get his first run. Madden missed that one. Comes to the back to Murphy. Caught by Collins. It spills to Deere. Rhys Jones leads Brereton. Back at half-back flank. He runs it out. The umpire's going to penalise him for it.
Too obvious, Drew.
Yeah, very obvious, Peter. It's one of those that you have to disguise a little bit better than that.
Yes, you can't take the ball out of play deliberately. Here's Dunstall leading the race. Good shepherding by Kennedy. Might even come back to Kennedy. De Rui in there, through the legs of Silvani. Dunstall somehow gets a boot to it. Great play. Hall back to Tuck. They're losing ground, Hawthorn. 70 metres out. Tuck walks. Goes as long as he can. Oh, what a mark! Collins. That's Whitman. Chris Whitman right in front and about 25 to 30 metres out.
Top mark, Bernie.
Oh, strong mark. Very strong mark there from Chris Whitman. It looked as though Tom Alvin was in the right position to thump that ball away, but Whitman wasn't that a strong mark with a wet, greasy ball.
Dipper Domenico off the ground and Russell Green on. And Dipper has had a very poor day, although he shows 8 kicks in the stats. But
second quarter, he's come back hard, I thought, Drew.
Right in front, 30 to 35 out is Whitman, and his goal.
Well, that's a real bonus goal there to Hawthorn. Coming up with not long to go in this second quarter. Whitman taking that strong mark and kicking accurately. Really, when Tom Alvin was in the perfect position to thump that ball away. Look at this mark again in these conditions. That's an excellent mark. Kept his eye on it all the time. And kicking from about 30 metres out, made no mistake, Chris Whitman. So Hawthorn doing it well.
Well, that's a great lead in these conditions. 42 to 23, and they trailed by 15 points at quarter time. Just 4 seconds left, so not time to even get it out of the centre. And it's half-time in the second semi-final at VFL Park. Hawthorn 6-6-42 to Carlton 3-5-23. A great quarter for the Hawks.
There's Jason Dunstall, who figured in a couple of good passages of play there. The Hawthorn side, their forward line was wide open. Their back line has tackled very well. Madden has controlled the rucks, but the Hawthorn smaller players got right on top in that second quarter. And with 6 goals for, they've really steamrolled Carlton, and it could be a match-winning quarter, in fact, that quarter, because it's going to be very difficult in these conditions for Carlton to get back in the game. The smaller players there, Collins and Platten, both did particularly well, and of course Langford did well on Kernahan.
So Hawthorn, who had led the home and away rounds by 3.5 games, showing their real class here in that second quarter. 6-6 to 3-5 at half-time. So it's a 19-point lead to Hawthorn as we go into the second half. Madden wins another hit out, and roving is Nayley, bursting through like a stall gift winner. Straight to full forward, Silvani straight into the play, and a goal in about 10 seconds, although the kick slews away and misses.
Well, he would have made his presence felt almost immediately, Stephen Silvani, but a poor kick there from him for goal. He really pulled back on that kick instead of really blazing away. Keeping it low, it would have probably skidded through had he kicked it hard.
Well, his idea will be to run around on Chris Mew, because that's Chris is a great player, but he's a very...
As we go into the second half, Madden wins another hit out, and roving is Naily, bursting through like a stall gift winner. Straight to full forward, Silvani straight into the play, and a goal in about 10 seconds, although the kick slews away and misses.
Well, he would have made his presence felt almost immediately, Stephen Silvani, but a poor kick there from him for goal. He really pulled back on that kick instead of really blazing away. Keeping it low, it would have probably skidded through had he kicked it hard.
Well, his idea will be to run around on Chris Mew, because that's Chris is a great player, but he's a very slow player, and he's got to move around Silvani as Dunstall does up the other end. So I think that's a great move by Robert Walls. I think they couldn't go the way they were going in that second quarter. He's taken the bit between the teeth and taken the punt. I think they have to try and win the game, and they've got to have the best players up forward. Now, it's at half forward for Carlton as Kernahan cleverly gets it out to Meldrum. Meldrum onto the left foot, a quick kick. Now, Chris Mew leads out in front of Silvani. Now, slow to get rid of it. He really does lack a yard of pace, Chris Mew. Morrissey was the man to tap it to the line, but Silvani put him under great pressure there, Bernie.
That's a good value also of Silvani on the forward line. He hates to see that ball run easily out from the Hawthorn backman.
Actually interesting, that kick for goal by Silvani was his first kick for the game. Ayres off the left boot, up towards centre wing. Alvin with Buckenara. Alvin paddles away. Paddles is a good word for today. Morrissey in there to fight with Blackwell, and Morrissey wins it. Michael Kennedy there with Russell Green. And the umpire calls for it and will ball it up on centre wing, just in from the boundary line. He might have to throw it up rather than throwing it into the ground.
Russell Green, a great record in finals against Carlton. There's Madden. Morrissey didn't travel the required distance. A quick kick lands in the hands of Tom Alvin. Now, Alvin's bringing it towards half forward. Tony Hall is the man flying over the back, but there's the ever reliable Gary Ayres. He really does read it well, Ayres. This is Rhys Jones, always looking casual, but that's the way he plays to Aiken. And Aiken brings it wide, and he's got Hannah to give it to.
Hannah just behind the wing. In he goes to Evans, to Rui, to centre half forward. Comes to the back, the pace of Murphy. Yes!
Well, they've started off well, Carlton. They could have had 2 goals on the board had Silvani popped that one through in the first minute of the third quarter. But they're still in this game, Carlton. If they have a good quarter here, they can still put a lot of pressure on Hawthorn. That was great roving there. Good forward pocket rover, Fraser Murphy. There's Rui, long kick into the forward line. Good contest there from Dorotich over the back. And Fraser Murphy, very clever little kick on the outside of his boot, kicking the goal.
Well, that's exactly what they wanted to start the quarter. 2 goals only now, the difference, and they're looking pretty ferocious at that centre bounce. And it's a free kick to Hawthorn for in the back to Platten. And there's a bit of a dust-up going on. And you can see they're fair dinkum too. And Dorotich charged in then. Now that was a bit stupid by Dorotich. In the meantime, players gone on. And it'll be a mark to Carlton on that half-back line. And in fact, down there is DeRuy. Steve DeRuy. And a very strong breeze now as the kick towards half forward. Hawthorn wouldn't want to allow Carlton to get another quick one, and well, they didn't look much in that free kick, but it's a free kick to Hawthorn. Going to Andrew Collins, who's been an excellent player.
Yes, a great first half with 12 possessions. Collins to centre wing. Ball, not quite the mark. Kicked out of the pack by Meldrum onto the chest of Michael Tuck, who's come out with a fresh Guernsey on. Wide for Tony Hall. Buckenara has Alvin now. Oh, what a mark with a wet ball. Alvin smothers the kick. It's back to Buckenara. Green gets a bad bounce. At the back of him, Rhys Jones spinning out of trouble. Beautiful play, David Rhys Jones. Pops it wide. Meldrum marks.
Beautiful play by Carlton to Bradley. Oh, clever hand pass. Fraser Murphy. Here come the Blues. Murphy from half forward. Silvani in front. And also Kernahan. Kernahan across the face of the pack. has taken a nice mark. Well, this is a great start by the Blues.
And top play there from Stephen Silvani to hold Mew out of the contest.
Well, Steve Kernahan, he kicked from here earlier in the game and it was a shocker. He put it straight out of bounds on the full. But I'm sure it won't be as bad this time. And this will really lift Carlton if he can kick it from 30 metres. It's another shocker. Now, is that out of bounds on the full? Another one. That's a carbon copy of the one in the first quarter.
It's unbelievable from Stephen Kernahan. Usually a very reliable shot for goal.
Chris Mew kicks into play for Hawthorn. Ayres charged at the back of the pack, never got near it. Comes to Herman. Good kick, Silvani. Well, have they started well, Carlton.
Yes, that's a great move there from Robert Walls, putting Silvani up to the forward line. And I don't know whether Chris Mew's the man for the job here. Maybe Langford should be moved back to full back to cover Silvani.
So he's just taken his first mark. He had his first kick earlier this quarter. And now going for goal number 1. Man on the mark, 30 metres from goal. Not a bad kick for a fullback.
Well, he's a great player, isn't he, Stephen Silvani? Great value at either end of the ground. One of the top full-backs when he's playing there, but he can swing a game when he's moved to that forward line. Can play either, well, he can play in all the key positions, apart from the centre, and on that occasion, out in front of Chris Mew. Good, strong, solid chest mark. And Silvani could really swing this game right around in Carlton's favour.
Well, top coaching, as Bernie said by Robert Walls. He's taken the punt and put your best players up forward. Silvani creating all sorts of problems, and in the centre they're creating problems, Carlton. That was Bradley off the ground. To Ayres. Ayres wide. Bernie Evans is the man against him. Good play by Ayres to put the pressure on, and he goes in again. Fraser Murphy, though, will cop one high, and umpire Dennis Rich will come in and throw the ball up. But a bit of pressure on Hawthorn now. Carlton are kicking with the breeze, but, well, they're playing well, and that's the most important thing. Blackwell, a quick kick towards half forward. Dorotic, good play. He's gone for the tap on. Ayres in after it. Oh, it's a loose ball. Meldrum, Nailey. A quick kick again. Mew in front of Silvani has dropped the mark, and the umpire set a free kick in the back to Chris Mew.
Well, in the second quarter it was Carlton trying to hang on. Now it's Hawthorn trying to ward off Carlton as they've got to within one kick. Trouble here. Oh, Tuck taps out well to Schwab, but he wasn't going to pick it up, and Bradley is. And there's a big chance here. Craig Bradley settles himself, goes for the short pass. Silvani again.
Well, that all came from a great chase there from Stephen Silvani. Oh, he's played on and messed it up.
Tuck has a chance to tidy things up for the Hawks. Mew under pressure. This kick close to the boundary line. Bradley, courage. Tunnels it out. Paul to Buckenara. 40-metre kick to centre wing, and Rhys Jones drops another one. Brereton, he's got him. And the hand pass intercepted for the second time by Kennedy. Away to Brereton. Rhys Jones making mistakes. Brereton's short pass to the forward line. It's tapped in. Green Sockers. One out here is Dunstall. Aitken on his hammer. Dunstall paddles up the ground. Blackwell back there covering Hectares. Now to Alvin.
And he's got a loose man out wide in Hannah. The Blues looking good. The short one is on. Herman. Nailey is calling for the hand pass. Tuck in front. Good mark to Tuck at half back. And Bradley not happy with that kick from Herman. It was a poor kick. And all of a sudden the game has changed. Tuck to centre wing. This is Abbott. Bringing it towards half forward. Brereton in front. Couldn't take the mark. There's no little man there. Now there is in Whitman. Or Kennedy. Good play, Kennedy. Back it comes to Green. It's smothered off his boot. Carlton putting the pressure on now. Ayres went in after it. Rhys Jones seemed to hurt himself then. Carlton desperate. Bernie Evans. Well done to Kennedy. The Blackwell. And the Blues look good as Blackwell brings it forward. Dorotic. Play on now, said the umpire. Well done by Dorotic. Kernahan going for the long kick at goal. And I think it's hit the post. Bad luck to Carlton. And Steve Silvani saying it should have been his free kick.
So the Blues now within 5 points and really mounting the challenge to the Hawks. Mew with a new opponent, Silvani. Gee, nest of Carlton players out here. Bradley. Oh, Platten came from behind to in front. But it's all Carlton. Madden. Cleverly done by the ruckman. High. Silvani at the back. Thumps on. Is there anyone there for the Blues? First back is Collins, and rushes are behind.
Yes, good play by Andy Collins. He dominated in that second quarter and did his best to go for safety in a situation like that. 4
points the difference. A great comeback this by Carlton. Kick by Mew was a beautifully directed kick. Oh, could have been a free kick to Hawthorn. Play on, said the umpire, as it's grabbed there by Deer towards the half back line. Hall couldn't do anything. Hannah, a quick kick. Kernahan, yes, a very good mark. Gutsy mark by Steve Kernahan at the 40-metre mark.
He's battled hard, hasn't he, Steve Kernahan, today? And look at this mark. Good, courageous mark by Steve Kernahan, and that could have almost been 50 metres there against Andrew Collins.
Well, Kernahan has kicked 2 shockers so far from about that distance. Steve Kernahan from 40 metres. There's a better looking kick. It's a goal.
Yes, much better kick there from Steve Kernahan. He went back and really followed through with that kick, something he didn't do with those first 2 kicks at this end where he kicked them both out of bounds on the full. And Kernahan has done well at centre-half forward. A tough opponent in Chris Langford. Here's the mark again to Steve Kernahan, and look at Andrew Collins, made him really earn that one. And a much better kick. Kicked very hard right through that. He's now kicked 1 goal, 1 and 2 out of bounds on the full.
3-3-0 in this quarter by Carlton, and they've hit the front by 2 points. So it's certainly the scoring end, the right-hand end. Just 1 goal for the game up at the left-hand end, and 11 at the right-hand end. Missed by Dunlop. Couldn't get boot to it, got hand to it. Platten gets the hand pass out to Buckenara. Goes for the short pass wide for Dunstall.
Here's a magnificent kick, Buckenara.
Yeah, there's not much doubt about that. He never wastes one, as you said earlier, Peter. And here's that pass to Jason Dunstall on the lead. A good chest mark under the conditions. Very hard to handle those at full pace.
The distance would be a doubt from there into the breeze.
Yeah, tough kick with a heavy ball.
Hawthorn haven't kicked a goal at this end for the match. Dunstall's shot is offline for a behind, which narrows the margin to a point.
Well, 2 of the evergreens there, Dipier Domenico and of course Russell Green. Young Darren Pritchard, the coach showing faith in him. He's out in the ground. Just under 15 minutes of play left. Now here's Morrissey. He gets away from Elvin. He runs to 50 metres. The short one is on. Oh, the mark is dropped, but Brereton in after it. Here's McKennedy. Always kicked across the face of goal and straight to the line. And good defensive play by Kennedy.
That was a clever kick by McKennedy. Kept it low. And had it spinning right out towards the half-back flank there. Good defensive play.
Well, it's important for Carlton that they, at 3/4 time, they have a couple of goal break, I would think. Because certainly that's a scoring in that they're kicking to. There's Rhys Jones. Hannah's picked up his game. From half-back, he brings it to half-forward. Peter Schwab ducking back. Dorotic there also. Well done, Collins. Cop one across the head. And Andrew Collins has been an outstanding player today.
Coming up for his 14th possession. Short pass. Mew on the forward line. Langford has gone back to full-back on Steve Silvani. Mew's kick to half-forward. Brereton not in this contest. There's his opponent, David Rhys Jones. Luckily, perhaps to Nayley. Oh, to no one in particular. And Collins is back there. Feeds off the hand pass quickly to Deer, and the Hawks can get off and running. Deer's kick is not good. Oh, Madden volleys it out of the air. It's a real scramble there, and the umpire will throw it into the air. Yes, we saw a shot of the Hawthorn bench. Green and Dipier Domenico, 504 games sitting on the bench.
Well, great players too, great finals players, and good coaching too by Alan Joyce to make that move very, very quickly. As Chris Mew's no stranger to half back either. There's Blackwell losing it to Platten. He's dragged off the ball as players pouncing on top of it, and it's pretty tough in there in the packs. Good performance this by Carlton. Hawthorn a brilliant second quarter. Carlton playing without Wayne Johnston. There's star ruck rover. There's Platten, who's in everything at the moment. Oh, Dunlop's lost it to Kennedy, to Buckenara. Buckenara the chip pass, looking for Dunstall. He keeps it in front of him. Good play by Dunstall to go in after it again, but he's collared. Gets him a quick hand pass. Kicked away by Aiken. Or was it holding the ball? I think it'll come back in the umpire play, holding the ball against Jason Dunstall.
Well, that's bad luck because he fought hard there, Jason Dunstall. Does the right thing, leads hard and gets in front of his man.
DeRuy with the free kick. Madden charges at it and drops the chest mark. Aitken there to help him out. Madden tries one off the ground. Kennedy playing like a champ and forces the ball up. Well, John Kennedy and Robert Di-Domenico reached their 200th game in round 22. Alan Joyce, who might coach a premiership in his first year of VFL coaching. Here's Brereton, the hand pass intercepted by Bradley. Back to centre wing. Murphy underneath the ball of Whitman. Collins did well, but it comes to Blackwell. Took a week to turn around in the wet conditions. Mew out to centre half back he is. Deere. And the hand pass over the top to Platten. Hawthorn doing it in fits and starts. Tunnelled by Bradley to Blackwell.
Blackwell doing the soccer trick to Nailey, and Brereton charging in, but no free kick, and it'll be throw in on centre wing. And Hawthorn could really do with a goal against the breeze here. Carlton have controlled this quarter, but it's also important for Carlton at three-quarter time to have a 2 or 3 goal break, as we could see in that second quarter. Now there's Morrissey, a loose ball comes to Blackwell, straight to Buckenara. Buckenara, a quick kick towards half forward. Dunlop ducks back. Oh, good effort by DeRuy to back up Dunlop, come across the back and take a lovely mark, and in fact gives it back to Dunlop.
Away to Dunlop, who kicks very wide and out of bounds at half-back flank. 1 point the difference. Carlton leading, and we have just over 11 minutes left in the third quarter. A low-scoring second semi in the wet. Madden and Deere. Deere with an early jump. Comes to Evans. Meldrum. He was looking for players going past. Short passes to Dorotich. Oh, it's chopped off here by McGuinness, who charges after it again. Good paddle to Hall. Back to McGuinness from Hall. This is better. Buckenara roaming free and wide. 16th kick to Buckenara. Tuck. Goes to the other side of the ground. Here's the big loping ruckman. Greg Deere charges to the 50 and goes long. Dunstall back there. Aitken with a fist to it. Brereton for Hawthorn, but the ball goes out.
Well, I think Dunstall had made a lead then, and Deere ignored him. And I don't think he would have been too happy, although he did lead to the pocket, so maybe that's the reason Deere went for goal. 1 point the difference. The Blues in front. 10 minutes of play left in this third quarter. Carlton kicking with the breeze. Abbott against Madden. Madden has dominated the hit-outs. In they go again after it's in front of the Hawthorn goal. About 20 metres out, warming up is Satori on the boundary line. Be interesting to see if they throw him back into the fray and who they take off. Dennis Rich throwing the ball up. Madden again taps it down. Whitman's in there after it. And again it'll be a throw-up, but Madden getting first touch of that ball every time, Drew.
I think a man who'd be pleased with that is Mike Fitzpatrick, whom I saw before the game today, just back from New York this week. And I think Fitzy might have taught Justin Madden a few things about ruck play when Madden first got to Carlton. Madden wins again. Mike Fitzpatrick, of course, a premiership captain a couple of times. Ball goes out and we'll have a boundary throw in. Forward pocket. (44-43), Carlton just in front. Madden again lost count of his hit-outs. Hurried shot for goal. A behind. And that came from Pritchard. And that levels the scores. 44 each.
And 8 3/4 minutes of play. Aiken, bad kick. And in fact, did he run over the line?
Yes, he's been pulled up for running over the line.
Over the line when he had that kick. bit of inexperience there, and the umpire will come down and throw the ball up. Let's see how far over.
Yes, well over.
By much, was it?
Oh, well over. Had his foot over. It was a good decision by the umpire.
Well, Di Domenico's coming back on, and Pritchard, young Darren Pritchard off. And you see Di Domenico played a good second quarter. The throw-up will take place right in front of the Hawthorn goal. It'll be interesting to see if Carlton could tap it through. That's what they tried. It's a free kick to Madden in that throw-up. And they'll be relieved there, Carlton.
Madden off the left boot, on the bounce to Aitken. Bradley. As long as he can to centre wing. Bounces over the wing. Ayres puts Nailey out of the contest. Deer socket forward by Dorotich. So the Blues did pretty well. From a ball up in the centre square, they've got it to half forward. Sorry, in the goal square.
That was good play.
Yeah, good long kick from Bradley there. There's Justin Madden coming off. And Sartori will replace him, so not a bad move giving him a spell at this stage of the game.
Well, scores dead set level, but Carlton won a couple of goals in this quarter. There's Blackwell, a quick kick, and Mew. I think Mew's a much better player out across that half-back line. And, of course, Langford's a top-class full-back. As it comes back to centre wing, Kennedy and Brereton. Brereton tries to tap it away, but straight to Derui. Derui, a quick kick towards half forward. Dorotich was there. He's lost it, though, to his teammate and Herman. Here's a chance for Carlton. This is Bradley going for the long booming kick. Silvani punched away by Langford. Good football. Now he's got backup support there by Schwab too, Chris Langford. Langford onto the left foot. Brings it to half-back. This is Tony Hall. He's got Schwab again running past. They do that well. Hawthorn to Platten. Platten will give it back to Schwab. No, he won't. He elects to kick the ball himself. Brereton and Rhys Jones. This will be over the back to Brereton. A very good mark.
Brereton 4 marks, 7 kicks.
Yeah, here's a little nudge from Dermott. Here's the body well. Kept David Rhys Jones out of the contest.
Off to Tuck. Straight up the centre corridor. Dunstall there. Aitken thumps down. Morrissey fighting hard. Within goal-scoring distance for the Hawks. But the whistle's gone and the umpire will throw it in the air. 44 points each, and we've got just under 7 minutes left in the third quarter.
Justin Madden's done a power of work, but this time it's Sartori who's replaced Madden, and another throw-up will take place. Well, it's not a very scientific football, but very, very difficult conditions. And in the past 5 or 6 minutes, Carlton have found it difficult to get it down to their forward line, and they are kicking with the breeze. There's Abbott, beaten by Sartori. Rhys Jones is there. It's a loose ball. Rhys Jones in after it again, kicked away by Herman. Platten has been an excellent player, a quick kick towards the forward line. Michael Tuck tapped away from him. Kennedy and Aitken in after it, and eventually it's forced over the line.
Has Platten done a superb job. 16 kicks and 5 hand passes, and he hasn't had much of a service from the ruck, because Carlton have won the hit-outs 37-10. Di Domenico here. Tuck loses it. Evans for Carlton. Breaks from centre half-back. Kicks in a hurry. Meldrum leads the race. Skims on the wet turf. The lights glistening off the ball. The lights have been on since the start of the game. We're playing night football in the day. And Schwab sees the ball out at centre wing.
Well, Peter Schwab doing a fair job on Paul Meldrum. Meldrum would probably beat him for pace, but certainly Schwab, he's got a huge heart. He just keeps going at that same pace. 5 minutes and 20 seconds of play left in this quarter. Here's Gary Ayres. He's lost it to Hannah. Hannah a quick kick towards half forward. Good play, Kernahan. Tries to kick it off the ground as players back. Now, I don't know about that free kick, but it's been paid, but very ticky touch with that one. And it's a free kick to Hawthorn, and it will go to Peter Schwab. I couldn't see much in that.
Schwab close to the boundary line to Ayres. Michael Kennedy kicks out on the full. So it'll be a Hawthorn free kick to be taken by Jamie Morrissey. Under 5 minutes left to three-quarter time, and the scores level 6-8 apiece. 4 players crashed to the ground. The whistle's gone. It's a high tackle and free kick to Carlton.
Had to be a free kick. Had to be a free kick there against Dermott Brereton. He was all over the top of Hannah.
Hannah takes it towards centre wing. Kernahan thumps on. Once again, Meldrum charges at it first there. To Nailey. Chance here for Carlton. A lead by Silvani, one out with Langford. Silvani gets behind him. Out to the 50. Di Domenico. Langford keeps it in for Di Domenico. Silvani smothers him. Oh, great play by Stephen Silvani. Playing full forward like a fullback.
He is fantastic to watch, Silvani. As we said earlier, terrific coaching move that. Abbott or Di Domenico, a touch of the fumbles there. Certainly doesn't run as quickly as he used to, Robert Di Domenico, on these big wet grounds. But he's a goer.
He's had some of his greatest days in second semis. Remember the MCG game against Merv Neagle?
He has had some great days. And there's Kernahan beautifully to Bernie Evans. It's shuffled away from him. A chance for Carlton. Fraser Murphy can't get his boot to ball, but he's tapped it back straight to Platten. Hall, back to Platten. That's terrific play by Hawthorn. Johnny Platten's been a star today as he goes long, but it was to no one in particular. In fact, the only man there was Tom Alvin.
Alvin kicks out wide. Michael Kennedy after it, and Meldrum leading Schwab down to the ball many times in this quarter. Picked up by Morrissey. Finds Platten again. Little Johnny Platten revelling in the wet conditions. Not a great kick. Out very wide. Whitman. Oh, Alvin dives straight at his feet. And carried over by Aitken. Will be a throw-in.
Very difficult conditions, Bernie.
Yes, it's been a good contest, though, hasn't it? That's all you can ask for. They've both given their... Well, they've given their all, both sides. It's been a good exhibition of tackling and harassing.
Well, here's Jamie Morrissey with it onto the left foot. A goal here would be handy, but Aitken doing a fair job on Dunstall. He's been down there a few times and he's playing in front, Ian Aitken. And he's got the loose man in Satori. Oh, it's dangerous because the ball has... No, it's not. It's Dunlop, and it didn't quite get to him, but it gets a nice bounce. Jamie Dunlop, a quick kick, comes up towards centre wing, and Bernie Evans, excellent mark. And they could really do with a goal here with 2 minutes of play left in this third quarter. It was an ordinary-looking kick. Mew overruns the ball. That allows Hannah to grab it. Ayres has got him. Now, was he in possession? The umpire said yes, as Ayres back it comes. To Whitman. No, in fact, it was Collins. To Abbott. Over to Hall. They're looking dangerous here. Hawthorn, as Hall brings it to half forward, but again Tom Alvin in the way. Poor disposal that by Hawthorn.
Well, 1:40 left in the quarter, and Hawthorn haven't scored a goal at that left-hand end for the match. And they're running out of time to do it. Centre of the ground. Kernahan gets it out to Evans, who puts it to Herman. Over the top to Nailey. Goal here could be vital for Carlton. Nailey up. Hannah on the forward line, rides from behind. Still a chance, Mill Hannah. Bundled over. Goes to Tuck. Back to Langford. And the Hawks' defence stands firm. Good kick by Langford to Collins. And Collins goes out wide towards the outer side. McGuinness. And they're getting free over there, Hawthorn. Sweeping hand pass comes to Mew.
And they've got the loose man, Mew. Brereton at the back flies. Can't take it. He's got help from Whitman. Whitman trying to get it back. Tom Alvin off the ground. It's a loose ball in the centre as charging through Bernie Evans. A quick hand pass, but this has opened the way for Whitman. The leader's on. The short one to Dunstall. Diving mark. What a top mark. And we've only got 44 seconds of play left in this quarter. A goal here to Hawthorn, and Carlton would be very, very disappointed.
I think he'd be worried about the distance here, though, Jason Dunstall. He'll be kicking from maybe just inside the 50-metre mark.
He's going the torpedo punt, as you can see, and he slips as he kicks, and in fact it's a free kick to Carlton for a push in the back. As the time clock shows 18 seconds of play left, and the scores may be level at three-quarter time at 6-8 apiece. Satori on screen.
Which you would think should favour Hawthorn coming home with the breeze. Mew can't take the mark. Time running out for any further score. Umpire comes in and will throw it in the air. Under 10 seconds now. And in this quarter, it's been 3-3 to 2 behind to Carlton. And there's the siren. It's three-quarter time. And the margin's the same as it was before we even started. 6-8 apiece. Quarter underway. Scores level 6-8 apiece. Who's going to win it and advance to the grand final in a fortnight's time? Carlton first into attack. Satori used his body well to get his opponent out of the way. To Meldrum. Caught by Platten. Play on, says the umpire. Mew out of defence. High. Or Bradley takes a courageous mark and plays on with it. Drives it straight up the centre of the ground. Silvani the only one anywhere near it for Carlton. They dropped in short and Buckenara marks.
Well, you could see how quickly that ball held up, and that's the strength of the breeze here. So a big advantage this quarter to Hawthorn. The mark has been taken by Tuck, but that kick really only went about 30 metres. Now the loose man is Mew. He looks a much better player out across the half back line, and there's the direct kick as Alan Joyce asked of the players. Brereton in front, goes in after it again. Oh, use of the body was good. Hall one-handed. Brereton again in after it. It's at half forward, and it'd be most important for Carlton, if they're to win this game, that they don't let Hawthorn steamroll them in this first couple of minutes. John Dorotich, well, he's had a pretty quiet day. He's tried hard, but Scott McGuinness done a pretty good job on him. It's at half forward. Madden, oh, that's a great acquisition to Bradley. The quick kick is out towards centre wing. In the back against Chris Mew on Steve Kernahan.
Naily wanted to play advantage. He scooped it off the ground beautifully and was charging towards goal. Kernahan takes the free kick to half forward. Herman, yes, the mark paid. Still 75 metres from goal. Silvani's down there. Langford jostles. Pritchard's back there. Oh, and Silvani takes a knock from his teammate Evans. The ball stays in. Everybody had stopped. Silvani down on his haunches. But a poor kick straight to Blackwell.
Yes, that was a poor kick. That's unlike Hawthorn. And Silvani looks as though he's hurt. Wayne Blackwell, Carlton trying valiantly to get it forward. Here's Satoria, good mark. And they've played well today, Carlton, without Wayne Johnston and Glascott. And of course Gleeson. There's the kick. They could really do with the goal here. Again it dropped short. So the strength of the breeze. Greg Deere is the man who's taken the mark. He's gone wide to Tony Hall, and he doesn't drop many marks. Hall to Ayres. Gary Ayres onto the left foot, kicking long. Morrissey's a very quick player. If he gets the run of this, it'll be hard to catch. He can really run, Morrissey. He's still going. He kicks it off the ground looking for Brereton. Morrissey there again. Comes in to help Brereton. He's got it. Good play by Brereton then. The kick to Dunstall. Dunstall and Aiken. Dunstall, what a mark!
Well, that was sensational, wasn't it, Jason Dunstall? Held Aitken off, and then with that last-minute lunge, and sticky fingers he's got. Have a look at this again. Oh, he took one of those at the MCG.
That's like
a real slips catch.
Soccer goalie job.
Catching an eel in your bare hands.
Well, this is what Hawthorn want, this kick. Oh, he's kicked across the face, and he has missed. So that point has in fact put Hawthorn in front by one solitary point, and there's some happy Hawthorn supporters in the crowd.
Oh, it was a brilliant mark with a wet ball. Collins and Green on the bench, and Collins looks as though he might have taken a bit of a knock around the face. In it comes. Tuck, a good mark in a big pack. A remarkable player in his 17th season of VFL football. And in '86 he was the premiership captain in his first year as captain at Hawthorn. He'll be kicking from 50 metres. Oh, he gets onto it. Well, that was nearly like the Russian astronauts. That was into orbit. Through for a behind.
Well, again, the strength of the breeze was highlighted by that kick. He really got onto that torp. And that's Andrew Collins with the ankle being strapped.
It was a good guess, the face, wasn't it?
The official attendance, 60,052 people. 2 points the difference. There's Kennedy. Look at the ball holding up in the breeze. Tuck again. And, well, his experience really showing out here. There's Abbott's calling for the long one. I wonder if he'll go for that big torpedo again, Bernie.
Oh, I think he should after that last effort. He can really roost the torpedo when he gets onto it.
Well, here he goes. He doesn't quite get onto it. It's a high floater towards the... Oh, Brereton was the flyer. And beats Dunstall over the line deep in that forward pocket. But certainly the advantage with the Hawks at the moment.
All dressed up with somewhere to go, those Hawks fans. Oh, Madden, a big fly. And punches it straight back out of bounds. They might be looking to improve his stats here because he's going to have to do it all over again. 41-13 are the hit-outs in favour of Carlton. But Naily and, of course, Johnson off the ground. The influence of the smaller men for Carlton not quite as great today as it was last week because Platinum's played such a top game for the Hawks. There he is, number 44. And the umpire's going to call for this again and throw it into the air. John Platten, 18 kicks and 6 hand passes.
And 2 desperados went in after that, and they were both Hawthorn players. Brereton and Platten went against each other. Then there's, Brereton's nicked. And he copped a hard one across the face, and it'll be a free kick.
Against Naily.
And I think that one might have hurt.
It is Mark Naily. I think he just threw the arm back. I don't think it was an intentional one. No, I don't think he even knew where Dermot was.
Well, it's a free kick to Brereton. I think he got him across the eye because he's wincing a little bit. Now, Brereton has kicked 2, and he is on a very acute angle, but he's only 30 metres out from goal. This will be a handy one to the Hawks. As the umbrellas are up, light rain falling. And Madden, did he run over the mark then? No, Brereton seemed to think so. The umpire said no. And you've got to kick it pretty high. Good thinking by Madden to stand on the mark. You've got to kick it high to get it over his head. Dermot Brereton from an acute angle. He kicks. It comes back. And in fact, it's only a point.
Must have been very close.
Might have been over the post, I think, that one, Bernie.
A great kick from there. DeRuy kicks in. Margin 2 points. Tuck almost. Hall. Caught by Naily. Holding the ball, says the umpire. Play on the advantage. Herman gets the hand pass over to Murphy. And Murphy kicks well into the forward line. Silvani. Spilt it. Comes to Schwab. Away to Pritchard. And Hawthorn rebound. Kennedy. Whitman going in very hard. Alvin caught by Brereton. It spills to Michael Kennedy. Right at his bootstraps with Pritchard. Back to centre half forward. It bounces through. Di Domenico pops it over the top. Is it straight? Yes!
Yeah, well, that's great play by Hawthorn. Good rebound football. Stephen Silvani had a chance there to take a chest mark up the other end of the ground. He did all the hard work and then dropped the chest mark. And Hawthorn on the rebound. Di Domenico hasn't had a great day. He's been on and off the ground. But there they were running into the forward line. A pack of Hawthorn players. And Di Domenico on the end of that one. Chipped it through. Great goal to Hawthorn.
And if he hadn't have kicked the goal, I don't think Jason Dunstall would have been too happy, because the handball was certainly on over the top. Now it's trouble for Carlton, I would think, as Platten has dragged off the ball. It's right in the centre of the ground. Bradley working hard. A quick hand pass back to Madden. Off the side of the boot. A race for the ball. Buckenara and Meldrum. Who'll get there first? Meldrum, in fact, does. Morrissey, though. He should have kicked it hard off the ground, Morrissey. Now it's a loose one. In the meantime, it was all Platten was free, but it was a free kick to Meldrum for holding the man. Morrissey should have socked that one hard, Bernie.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He had the chance. Go long.
Meldrum's kick, not great distance. Excellent mark, Satori. But if they kick it that short into the breeze, it'll be about 8 kicks to goal from there. Satori from the wing. Goes a lot longer. Just short of the 50. Good mark to Schwab. Third mark for the day. 12 possessions. Wide for Platten. And Satori over the top of Herman to mark again. Carlton certainly not out of it. 9 points the difference.
I think Carlton have been very, very impressive today against a good Hawthorn side. Meldrum off the ground. Greg Deere to Tuck. Back to Deere. Slow to get boot the ball, but luck's a fortune because the wild kick came to the brilliant Platten. He's lost it though. Here's a chance. Great smother on Meldrum. Greg Deere in after it. Tries to kick it off the ground. Here comes Carlton again through Bernie Evans. Waiting for it though is Pritchard. Pritchard the Mew. They work very well in defence, Hawthorn. To Abbott. Abbott against Dunlop. Punched away by Dunlop. Back to Naily. Naily, a beautiful hand pass, but he's collared Michael Kennedy, and the quick kick comes to centre wing and over the line. But Carlton, Bernie, working very, very hard.
Yes, they've fought hard to get back into this match, especially with Johnson off the ground and Glascott not in the side. They've been a little bit top heavy, but their big players have fought hard to keep the ball in that forward line.
Crowd starting to chant Hawthorn. Blackwell was told to play on. Meldrum inside half forward and not far off centre and about 40 metres from goal. Can Paul Meldrum get the Blues to within a kick? 16 possessions, a good day for him. Hasn't made it. Some big markers down there. Still in. Hannah. Whistle's gone, so free kick to Hawthorn, back on the edge of the goal square. And it comes back to Abbott.
Paul Abbott towards half-back, a good mark to Kernahan. He really is a great overhead mark. Now, the short one is on. Buckenara, though, chips across the front and fists it to the line. The idea was right by Kernahan. He might have been a bit too slow getting there and kicked it too high.
Yeah, the kick was bad.
Set him up. Satori and Deere. Oh, free kick to Greg Deere. Oh! Pushed straight in the middle of the back. Here is Meldrum. And Carlton might end up with a goal out of this. Meldrum to Blackwell and also Bernie Evans. Evans onto the left foot. Hooks at goal across the face. Up go the high flyers. The loose ball comes to Tuck. He taps it away to Mew. Mew tries to sucker it off the ground. Good play by Nailey to go in after it. Nailey caught with it by Platten. And he held it too long. No. Play on. The umpires have thrown the whistle away in this quarter as it's grabbed by Kennedy. Kennedy a quick kick out of defence. This is danger for Carlton because Kennedy's got 2 men to beat, but well done by Michael Kennedy. Well, I don't know. Greg Deere was pushed right in the middle of the back and it was ignored.
There's no doubt about that. It was a free kick to Deere.
And that's coming off Scott McGuinness.
Whitman coming back on the ground for the Hawks. Socket off the ground there by Madden. Goes to Hannah. Sorry, it's Collins back on the ground. Satori thumps further afield. Kernahan, well done. Great tackle by Platten. And the umpire's going to throw it up.
Surely that was a free kick one way or the other, either in the back or holding the ball.
Now, John Platten looked up at the umpire and said, do you ever get a free kick for a tackle? What's this?
Have a look at this.
Now, that is holding the ball.
Or was it in the back?
Holding the ball. There's Gary Ayres out of defence. Well, it was a free kick one way or the other. Anyway, there's Buckenara. I tapped it to Kennedy. Kennedy looking for the hand pass. No one was coming past. He's kicked it wide. Blackwell and Domenico. Here's the battle royal as Domenico off the ground. Kicked beautifully. Oh, it comes back to him. He's got the help of Whitman, or is it Collins? The two lookalikes. In fact, it was Collins. Whitman's now in after it. The players pounce in on top of it, and umpire Cameron will throw it up.
Russell Green and Scott McGuinness on the bench for the Hawks. And Collins just back on the ground. We saw his ankle being strapped and he looks very proppy. Umpire calls for it. 9 points the difference. Hawthorn in front and under 14 minutes left in the game.
I don't think he should be on the ground, Andy Collins. By the look of him, he's really hobbling.
Well, in fact, Russell Green's warming up.
Madden couldn't get it down to a rover. Oh, Bradley does the roving, though, out of nothing, but can't get clear. Umpire calls for it.
There's really not much, Drew, between these two sides.
It looks as though Collins is limping off and will be replaced by Russell Green. Madden a hand to that one again. Well, will they ever get it out of here? The umpire's going to have to pay a free at some stage.
Well, nothing much is happening at the moment. 9 points the difference. A very handy break. Andrew Collins off, Russell Green on. There he is. He played a terrific game, Collins. DeRuy, quick kick down towards Kernahan, who really has worked hard. Now, in the back this time. Play on. Have they played the advantage? Yes. Herman towards half forward. Peter Schwab waits at the back. He's trying to tap it out. Now he does. It's a loose one. Gary Ayres, a quick hand pass straight to the Carlton man. Now it's Satori. He's caught with the ball. Thrown to the ground. And again, the umpire ignored it. Well, I don't know. I think umpire Rich has thrown away the whistle and letting the play go on in this quarter. That's obviously his policy. Satori caught red hot with it. It's at half forward, or halfway between centre wing and half forward for Carlton, who are working very, very hard.
Madden wins. Tuck's played a great last quarter. Gets it to Buckenara. Up to the forward line. Rhys Jones leads Brereton. Oh, well shepherded by Michael Kennedy. Oh, Buckenara again. Well, Hawthorn went for half a century without a Brownlow. Then they got Domenico. Then straight away Platten. And will Buckenara make it 3 in a row? And here's DeRuy taking a mark at half-back flank. Back towards the centre of the ground. Brunch and Madden's hurt in this one. Hawthorn free kick to Deere.
I think Silvani's out to centre-half forward. He is. And Kernahan back to full forward.
Greg Deere kicking long towards half forward. Brereton at the back, a little push in the back. He got away with it. The push in the back, definitely there. Peter Cameron missed it. And Brereton has been paid the mark. And that's where the umpire must be side on for those marking decisions. And you'll see the push out.
No, that's not a
nothing
push.
in it. Nothing in it.
Well, the push was there. It was in the back, and Brereton still got the mark. But he leant into him. He was pretty clever, Bernie.
I think he just held his arm out and really, I think David Rhys-Jones backed into his hand.
Well,
There definitely wasn't a shove there.
Brereton from 45 metres. And they're kicking well at this end of the ground, of course, with the breeze behind them. He's already kicked two, Brereton, from 50 metres. Oh, it's off the side of the boot. It's a shocker. And the crowd love that.
Those iridescent boots don't work, I don't think, do they?
Well, it's Jamie Dunlop taking the penalty kick.
Well, you'd almost need sunglasses to look down at your boot. Whitman, clever kick, Dunstall!
Too far away there, Aitken. Much too far away from a dangerous player in Dunstall. There's a good 10-15 metres away, and you just cannot give Jason Dunstall that kind of latitude.
Well, Carlton have been scoreless in this final quarter. If Dunstall could kick a goal from here and extend the lead to 15 points, nearly be all over. Distance only about 20 metres. I think he's missed it. Has too. And the man who's kicked 143 for the season has just kicked one today. The
Bad
Blues
miss.
still within touch.
They certainly are, and bad miss that one. There's the short one. That was from De Rui to Alvin. And they've got to take chances like that. Here come the Hawks again, though. Morrissey should have helped his teammate Hall out a bit more then, but he gets away with it to Platten, who has been magnificent today, John Platten, onto the left foot, and he's put it out. No, it was touched off the boot, and it'll be a throw-in as this little scoreboard shows 7-12 Hawthorn, 6-8, so that's 10 points the difference in favour of the Hawks kicking with the breeze.
9.5 minutes left, just under. Carlton, who've been goalless so far this quarter, need 2 goals to nothing to win the game. Platten's kick, no distance. Comes to Alvin. Whistle's gone. Carlton free kick to De Rui before Alvin got his kick away. Free kicks at 23-22 in favour of Hawthorn, so don't know whether anybody can have too many complaints with that. De Rui, good kick. Rhys-Jones on his chest, but still at half back.
Goals at a real premium down that end of the ground. Nice kick though by Rhys-Jones towards half forward. Over the back, a chance for Carlton. Abbott, it's a free kick to Carlton for in the back. This is Bradley, and a goal here would really liven up the game. Blackwell's been left on his own. At half forward, Wayne Blackwell. And another short one is on. Poor checking that by Hawthorn. Very bad loose checking.
Di Domenico had gone down into Hawthorn's forward line and didn't get back quickly enough to pick up Blackwell.
Well, this is Bernie Evans. Another short one is on. And this is, they went one too many, Carlton. And the idea was on, but I think he led to the wrong spot, Meldrum.
Yes, he would have had a difficult kick for goal from there, Paul Meldrum.
Probably if he could have led closer towards the centre of the goals, it would have been on.
Deere and Satori. Deere boot the ball. Out of the pack it comes. Madden. Blackwell at the foot of the pack. Bowled over by Kennedy. Tuck, he hasn't stopped. The old leg's still serving him pretty well. Domenico fumbles. Oh, chance here for Carlton. They fight between each other for the ball. Schwab to Tuck. Smothered. Meldrum inside 50. Brilliantly played by Meldrum. Schwab smothered. They haven't got it out of there yet, Hawthorn. Ayres will get them out of it. To Mew going past with a hand pass. And a mighty kick by Mew. 55 metres with the breeze. After bouncing, it's about 80. Dunstall to Whitman. Hooks up towards Green, but he didn't hook it far enough, and it's out of bounds, about 45 metres from goal.
Well, Paul Meldrum's down, and they've copped a couple of injuries today. Blackwell seemed to hurt himself early. Rib injury, of course, to Wayne Johnston. There's Justin Madden, who's battled magnificently in the ruck today. Now, was he dragged off the ball? No, the umpire said Morrissey to Russell Green. He kicked very, very quickly. Waiting at the back was Dunstall. Good use of the body. Well done by Aiken, though, to still go in after it. To Rhys Jones. He was almost legged. To Alvin. Good play. Alvin a little bit too slow to get rid of that one, though. Good play by Kennedy. He was dragged off it. In he goes after it again. Good, strong play by both sides then. Desperation plus, and they're very tired players, Bernie.
Yeah, running out of time, Carlton. They need a goal quickly to get back into this match.
Still 10 points the difference, and 6.5 minutes left in the game. Madden to Nailey. Oh, well played, Nailey. No distance with his kick, though. Oh, Platten foils Bradley. That wasn't a statistic for John Platten, but how well did he play it? Brilliant football, and he's cramped up. Well, he's knocked up getting kicks. 27 possessions today for John Platten.
Oh, great player, Platten. Big heart. Brereton doing the ruck work. A bit of a mismatch in height. Hawthorn battling hard. It's at the 50-metre mark, and the time clock ticking away. 6 minutes and 5 seconds of play left, and it's at the 50-metre line. And I think that Carlton have been pretty impressive today. After losing Johnston, they've fought this game right out. Hawthorn should be the fresher side. There's Platten to Dipier Domenico. Dunstall, a little push, and he's marked. No, he hasn't. In fact, the umpire has found the push. Definitely against Dunstall. And well umpired then by Peter Cameron to see that one. Now here's Aiken coming straight down the centre. Bradley tries to tap it on. Buckenara is there. He's caught. Gets in a quick hand pass to Deere. He kicks it. Whitman to Hall, and Hall will probably go long. No, he doesn't. He goes short. Brereton, crashed across the head. And another free kick to Brereton, too high.
Well, I think it's unfortunate there for David Rhys Jones. He had to have a strong attack on the ball. He tried to punch it. Let's have a look at that again. Rhys Jones coming in from the side.
They punched him in the head, Bernie. You can't do that.
Well, a free kick, yeah. There's no doubt about it, Pete. Looking at that again. But he did have to go for it. There's no doubt about it. He had no other option, David Rhys Jones.
I agree with that, but you can't punch a man across the head, and that's Brereton from 40 metres. And it's close. It's a goal.
Yes, it's a telling goal, that one, to Dermot Brereton. Kicked 3 goals at centre-half forward, been a busy player. Been a good contest, actually, with David Rhys Jones, but a player who kicks 3 goals on the forward line on a day like this, it's invaluable. Here's that free kick again. And, well, I think he had to do that, David Rhys Jones. There's no doubt about it. But the free kick to Brereton, and he made the most of it.
Well, it's now a 16-point lead to Hawthorn. Just 5 minutes left, and I couldn't see Carlton getting 3 goals to win the game from here. It looks like the Hawks will be in their 6th successive grand final. Real scrap in the centre. Carlton haven't scored in this quarter, so if they get 3 in the last 6 minutes, or 5 minutes, it'll be a remarkable comeback. Still, it's been known to happen before. Platten put down behind play. And Ayres kicks out of bounds on the full, so Carlton can move forward at least this once. Interesting that David Rhys Jones, he's given away at least 3 goals. That free kick to Brereton, he gave a hand pass straight to John Kennedy and also dropped a mark that Brereton capitalised on and kicked a goal. Buckenara's there. Meldrum for Carlton. Can the Blues get one here? Murphy inside 50. This is a chance. Nobody back there. Oh, hits the post.
Well, if they had to, we could have won this game. That's what they needed, that one. That was bad luck to Carlton, but full marks to them. I think they're going to lose the game, but it's been a top performance. And after this hard game, whether they can come up next week, Johnston might be a doubtful player. Of course, Glasgow could come back, and Gleeson, that'll make an enormous difference to them too. And they'll be in this premiership race for sure, Carlton. Hawthorn have looked a little bit sluggish. They haven't been greatly impressive today, Bernie.
Except for Platten. He's been a magnificent player. Best on the ground today, John Platten.
Fantastic, Platten. Tuck. Quick kick out of defence. Now, Whitman playing for the free kick. Good umpiring to let it go. Grabbed by DeRui. Hannah's there also. His hurry kick. Tuck's played a magnificent final quarter. He's gone for the long kick to Brereton. He's got loose now. Where's Dunstall? No, he's not going to kick it to him. Probably should have. Now he's going with the long torpedo. It's straight up in the air. 2-on-2 here. The man who stays down will get this for sure. And it's Russell Green off the ground. Goal.
The two Carlton players, they both flew for that. One should have stayed down. And Jason Dunster was the only Hawthorn player to go for it. And Russell Green doing the roving. And that was the difference there in that contest. Here's a bad kick by Brereton off the side of his boot. The two Carlton players, Aitken and Dunlop. Good courage by Dunlop to go for it, but there should have been one Carlton player on the ground. There's the elation of Russell Green kicking that goal.
3 1/4 minutes left in the second semi-final. And Hawthorn have skipped away in this last quarter. They've kicked 3 goals for. Carlton have scored just 1 behind.
It's cramped again, I think. Johnny Platten, Drew.
Well, on heavy ground, you can't get the ball that often without really feeling it. Oh, Madden been absolutely superb. He's certainly in the best 3 on the ground, even though he's in the losing team. Mew off the ground. Morrissey. Michael Kennedy went straight through him. Murphy. Nobody's had breathing space today. The packs have been very congested. And that ball's taken. No, not over the line by Nailey. Kept in. Socket forward. Dippia Domenico. Green after this one, but the ball beats him out.
Well, 2 minutes and 24 seconds of play left. Justin Madden off the ground. Greg Deere just limping slightly. Justin Madden off. Robert Walls would realise the game is over. And Hawthorn is at 6 grand finals, is it, Drew? 6 grand finals in a row. What a fantastic performance. Now, here's Dunlop. A loose one to De Rui. It's all Hawthorn. Oh, could have been a free kick to Hawthorn. As Nailey and Dippia Domenico, not much in that. It's a free kick to Greg Deere, who's battled hard, Bernie.
Yeah, he's tried hard.
As the Hawks won it in 83 and 86, and lost in 84, 85, 87. Brereton, a big mark. 7 marks, 15 kicks now for Dermot Brereton. That's not bad at centre half forward. Hawks might get another 1 or 2 before the siren. They're putting on the pressure here. Relentlessly going on. They know they'll have a week's break next week. Murphy out of defence for the Blues. Dippia Domenico, centre wing, can't take the mark. Evans keeps it in and does well. Oh, but Ayres takes it away from him.
Great play, that. And Ayres, well, he's just ever reliable, isn't he? He's not a quick player, but he just keeps battling away. There's Alan Joyce's wrapped, as you can see.
Remarkable for him. I mean, he's only coaching because Alan Jeans had that operation over the summer. Alan Joyce steps in and says they might coach a premiership.
I'll tell you what, if he didn't want it, there'd be about 500 people lined up to take the job, I think, Drew. There's Alvin. Pritchard. Oh, Hannah into his back. And the umpire, Dennis Rich, will throw it up, and the time clock showing 45 seconds to go.
Madden has done a superb job. Couple of brief spells on the bench, but he's been brilliant. Here's Russell Green, who kicked a vital goal in this last quarter. Rhys Jones in front of Brereton this time. Straight up towards centre half forward. Silvani, and Mew beats him for the mark.
He's played well at centre back, Bernie.
Yes, they've been able to cover Stephen Silvani since he went up onto the forward line.
Well, Mew's a better player out there. I think they won't do that again. I think Mew will play at centre back and Langford at full back in the grand final.
Well, they're about to be a happy team at Hawthorn tonight with 7 seconds to go, and they'll qualify for the grand final. Big pack here. Carlton can't get the ball out. Time's out. There's the siren. So Hawthorn have beaten Carlton. That's about the first time in 4 meetings. They lost earlier this year. They lost the grand final last year, and they lost the second semi this game last year. But Michael Tuck, the veteran, in his 17th season, number 17, has led the Hawks into another grand final. But Carlton not disgraced. It'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow between Melbourne and Collingwood. But, well, it might be Hawthorn and Carlton again for the 3rd year in a row in a fortnight's time.
Well, I thought they were great in defeat, Bernie, Carlton, and they'll be a hard nut to crack next week. Yes,
they battled hard. They weren't that far behind Hawthorn today. When you consider that Johnson was off the ground early, virtually took no part in the game. Glascott didn't play. And you look at their forward line, they weren't suited by the conditions. 3 very tall forwards, Satori, Kernahan and Dorotich. Dorotich was on and off the ground. Kernahan tried hard at centre-half forward, but I thought Hawthorn won the game at ground level. Johnny Platten was superb. Naylor did try hard, but really Platten was the best rover on the ground.
So the Blues live to fight another day. They'll be in the preliminary final next week. Final scores here at VFL Park. Hawthorn 9-12-66, beating Carlton 6-9-45.